So smartphone cameras these days are getting so good, and not just for photography but also when it comes to shooting videos. You'll hear a lot of content creators and filmmakers saying that you don't need an expensive camera to shoot videos for YouTube and other social media platforms. And yeah, I'm gonna back that comment up. You can shoot pretty good looking videos easily from your smartphone, but that got me thinking, can you achieve this kind of studio-like look from your smartphone? And that's what we're gonna find out today. So hey everyone, how it's going? It's Yash here, and today we're gonna look at how to shoot better looking videos right from your smartphone for YouTube and other social media platforms. So firstly, what I did is I just took a before kind of shot to just establish a benchmark to see how much we can improve from there. So what I did is I just mounted my smartphone on a tripod, positioned it around, then I just turned on all the lights in my room and then just started recording. Because that's what I've seen most of the people do when they're shooting with their smartphone, and a lot of the times they are also complaining that they are not getting that good of a result and that they're not getting that DSLR kind of look from it. So how can we make it look better from here? So for that we're gonna need some stuff. So firstly, let's talk about the primary camera, which is gonna be the smartphone in this case. So the one that I'm using here is my OnePlus 6. It's about a couple of years old. It's not the latest, not the best, but it still has some pretty good specs for shooting videos. Like it can shoot in 4K up to 60 FPS, or it can shoot in pretty good slow motion and stuff. So it can shoot in 4K, which is going to be more than enough for YouTube or other sites and stuff. Now we have to prep up our smartphone, and what I mean by that is what app you're using to shoot those videos. So if you're using the native camera app, I would highly recommend you to look at something else, because most of the time the native camera app doesn't give you manual exposure control when you're shooting videos. So a couple of apps that I would recommend are Filmic Pro and Moment Pro camera app. So right here I'm using the Moment Pro camera app because it's a bit more easier to work with, but both of them will give you pretty great looking results. And they also have some pretty good features like focus peaking, histogram, and high bit rates, codecs and stuff. So now we have our smartphone, we have prepared the app to use with it. Next up is lighting. You're gonna want to have some good external light source, and the one that I'm using here are just some generic softbox that I got up from Amazon, and they have some LED bulb inside of them. It's not going to give you the best looking results, but it'll look a lot more better than just using lamps or ceiling lights and stuff. So now we have an external light source that we can modify or shape around however we like, and since it's a softbox, it will give you a nice pleasing soft light that you can direct at yourself or at the subject. Now we have our camera, our light source. So next up is audio. And audio is a really important factor when it comes to shooting video, and a lot of people don't give audio that much credit. But keep this in mind that people will go on with a video if it has good sounding audio, even if the video quality is not that good. And it's especially important here because your smartphone doesn't give out the best video quality, so you want to go out as much as you can with the audio. So if you're just starting out, I would recommend you to get a lapel microphone. So the one I'm using here is the Rode SmartLav Plus. It's a pretty inexpensive but great sounding little microphone. You can directly connect up to your smartphone using the headphone jack if your phone has a headphone jack in 2020. So just connect it up and you're good to go. It's for the price, this thing has some pretty good sounding audio quality. But if you don't want to spend like $50 on a microphone, you can also go with the Boya, I don't remember what it's called, but I'll link it up in the description down below, so just check it out from there. It's significantly more cheaper than the Rode one, but it will not sound as great as the Rode one. So now you have your camera, the lights, the audio equipment. Now we just have to set up the frame. So to attach your smartphone on the tripod, you're gonna need these type of mounting adapters. So these ones are pretty cheap. I got like a couple for $1 or so, but I will highly insist on spending more on the mounting equipment because I broke one of mine in under 5 hours of usage. So if you're going to be using them for a long period of time, I would highly insist on getting better mounting adapter. So just mount up your smartphone on a tripod, and now let's place it on the lighting. So if you're using a softbox, then just elevate it a bit and try not to keep it directly in front of yourself. Try to keep it at an off angle so that it's lighting your face from the side, giving it a nice deep intense contrasty look with these rich shadows. So after that, just plug in your microphone and you should be good to go. So at this point, I would say it looks really good. Now it's looking like something that I had in mind. And if you want, you can easily use this setup for shooting YouTube videos or other social media platforms and stuff. But if you want to step it up a bit, I would suggest you getting a couple of cheap LED panels so that you can put one in the background and another one you can use as a fill or hair light. So why do you want to put a light in the background? Because that will create a bit more separation between you and between the subject and the background. Since the sensor in these smartphone cameras are really small, the depth of field or bokeh is not just there. And bokeh is one of the things that gives the camera that cinematic type of look to it. So try putting some lights in the background to create a bit more separation. And if you're using this type of light setup where you have this nice contrast on your face, but you want to brighten up those shadows just a tad bit, then use another light panel as a fill light. Then just place it at the opposite direction of your main key light, which is the softbox in this case. Then just fire it up. You'll see that it has brightened up those shadows just a tad bit. But if you want those deep shadows, you're pretty much good to go. So at this point, I'm gonna say it's looking a lot more better than the before shot. I'm actually quite a bit surprised that my smartphone was able to achieve this kind of studio-like look. And I did not expect this at all. I thought it was gonna look just a tad bit more better than the before shot. But I'm gonna say I'm really surprised. So this is being shot on my smartphone, and not gonna lie, I am really surprised with the results. So I'm using up my smartphone as my main camera, the softbox as the key light, a couple of LED lights, one as a fill and one as a background practical light, and I'm using the Rode lapel microphone as my main audio source. So that's what you're seeing and hearing right now. And yeah, I can easily see myself using a setup like this to put out a video for YouTube or other online platforms. It doesn't look as good as a specific camera, it still has the digital video effect kind of look to it, but still I am really satisfied with the results. And yeah, now I can easily say that you can make some pretty great looking videos right from your smartphone. So this whole setup will cost you about under $100 or 7,000 to 8,000 rupees minus the smartphone, assuming that you already have a smartphone. The tripod, the light stand, the microphone will easily cost you under $100 or 7,000 to 8,000 rupees. So you can achieve some pretty great looking shot in under $100. So yeah, that's it for today's video, I guess. Give the video a thumbs up if you liked what you saw, and follow me on Instagram and Twitter, and subscribe for more coming videos, and I'll see you guys in the next one.